everybody. Well, today's video is my Makeup Forever haul and review from the items that I purchased last weekend in New York City. So when I was going through my things, I realized that I actually purchased a lot more items from Inglot than I did from Makeup Forever. I think that I've tried a lot of the Makeup Forever products before, and I think the trick really is with the idea of what the company's actually trying to do now with these boutiques in Sephora, the separate boutiques, which I think is a great idea, because I only picked out a few items, but the items that I picked out were really spot on, and I think the difference really was in the fact that these boutiques are going to have professionals in them that really know the product. And I think in the past when even though I've seen some great reviews on all of their products, I think in the past when I've gone in and checked out different products from Makeup Forever, I was always sort of hesitant because I wasn't really sure what to pick and which item would really look the best on me. Don't forget, especially a lot of their products I think are really so well pigmented that they're a little frightening at first. So it really made a huge difference having sort of a one-on-one with somebody that really knew their items. So I really only ended up buying 3 items, but I can definitely see going back now, especially, of course, we don't have one of the boutiques here in Boston, but now I feel a little bit more comfortable. I actually even have the girl that waited on me in New York. I have her card and information. So I really feel comfortable actually calling her. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you, and I am absolutely loving this. I understand all the hype on it. I know that Wayne Goss absolutely adores it, and I should have just gone on his say-so, because it seems every time I get a product that he chooses or somebody like Lisa Eldridge chooses, it seems like it's always a hit for me. So I picked up the Face and Body liquid makeup, and I got it in the color of 32. And this is a great foundation. I have to back up a little bit and just say to you that this is a really, really sheer foundation. I do understand that you can build it up a lot, but for me, the sheer part of it is like, I absolutely love it. I'm really into a really light hand on foundations, and I just find that it just works much better for me. I don't mind having some of my flaws showing. I just think it sort of gives character to the face, and sometimes when I see people like there's absolutely nothing on their skin whatsoever, of course for those of you that are 18 and that's what your skin should look like, there's not an issue. But as we age, I think that when we start to use a heavier hand and cover up absolutely everything, it's not a look that I really enjoy. So this is a really great product for that reason for me, because it does take away some of the flaws, it takes away some of the redness in my cheeks, but it does it with such a light hand that I have no feeling whatsoever that there's makeup on my face. Sometimes I'm amazed when I clean my face at the end of the day and I actually see the product coming off that I actually had makeup on. That's how well I think that it works on my skin. It's also, for me, very moisturizing. I didn't find it drying whatsoever. I didn't use a setting powder with it. I'm not crazy about setting powders. I'm sure that it would work really well with it, but for me, I just didn't find that I needed it. I felt that by leaving the powder off, I had a little bit more of a dewy finish on my skin, and I like that. I like that look. I don't want to look too dry. So overall, I can't say enough about this foundation. I really like it. It's about, I think about $42. I'll put the amount down below because I have to look up what I spent for it. And I will say that you do need to use a little extra product than normal, but it does come in a bigger size than I think most of the foundations do. Like most of my foundations are 1 fluid ounce. This is 1.69 fluid ounces, so you do get more product, so I think they've compensated well for it. The only thing that's sort of confusing for me is that they had bottles without the pump there, which I guess is the old version, and then I got the one with the pump because I asked specifically for that. I actually said to the girl when I saw the bottles without the pump, can I buy a pump? And she said actually the new ones have them, so let me see if we have one of those in stock. So I got it with the pump. I'm not a big fan of opening up and sort of pouring it into my hand. I love the pump. Now, normally on most of my liquid foundations I use 1 pump. This one I did find that I need 2. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. The coverage is so beautiful that it's just, I was going to say it was 10 thumbs up for me, but since I only have 2, it's 2 thumbs up for me. The next item that I purchased is their Makeup Forever HD High Definition Blush. Now, I have gone into Sephora probably a million times and tried this out, and this is, when I tell you that you need the teeniest, tiniest amount, you need the teeniest, tiny amount of this blush. So I think what's happened before is when I've gone into Sephora is I've really been afraid of it because I put some on my hand and rubbed it in, and it is so strong, I thought, there's just no way I could work this in. And I think I might have even tested on my skin and I didn't like it. But again, because I was in the boutique and I had somebody that really knew their product, she took it, she put a tiny bit on her hand, and she said, you have got to work this in with your brush. So I took my brush and really worked it into my hand, so you sort of fade it out almost. And then I applied it to my cheeks, and it is the sheerest, prettiest coverage ever. It's sort of similar to, I think when I was trying that by Terry, which I didn't like as much, I definitely like this a lot more. And it just gave the nicest glow. I just only put my blush on this area. I stay away from the cheeks, the apples of my cheeks, and then I go up a little bit into my temples. And it went on beautifully. And when I tell you a tiny amount, let me see if I can just put a little tiny bit on my finger so you can see the color. I'll put a picture at the end again so you can see the color a little bit better. But this just, look, that little tiny amount, I'm going to just rub it out. Look how much color I got. Unbelievable. And this works out to this beautiful sheer color, and it lasted the whole day. I had the exact same look by the end of the day. And I will tell you that I am guilty. I do put my hands on my face, so nothing came off. It stayed the whole day. Love, love, love the look. I'm definitely, this is sort of like a peachy, pinky sort of color. It's number 12. So I do want to go back and see if I can find something more in a really true pink color also. And absolutely love it. Cannot say enough about the product. The third and final thing that I picked up is I picked up one of their lipsticks, and I've heard endless raves about their lipsticks. I'm sort of on the fence about this. Now, I think maybe it's the consistency that I picked out as opposed to maybe all of their lipsticks, but I picked out number 32. It's the Rouge Artist Intense. The color is absolutely glorious. Let me see if I put a little bit on my finger. That's a little bit easier for you. Again, their products are so incredibly pigmented. It's unbelievable. The reason that I'm on the fence with this a bit is that not because of the color. I love the color. You can definitely not kill the pigment of it. It's very long wearing and everything. I found it to be a little bit drying for me. So I bought it specifically sort of this matte so that I wouldn't do any kind of shine over it. I wanted to test it that way. But I found it to be a little bit too drying on my lips. So what I did was, rather than go in, because I really didn't want to change the color at all, I really liked the color. So what I decided to do instead was I picked up my Alba Unpetroleum Jelly, and I've showed this to you guys before. And I just used a little bit of that, just a teeny tiny bit over it. I'll put a little bit more on. And I think what it did was that it gave me a nice little shine. And it took away the dryness that I felt that the lipstick had for me. So I do like it a lot. I think I'm going to go and try maybe one of their other ones, see if there's something that's maybe a little bit more moisturizing. But if you're looking for a lipstick that is going to really last, that is really well pigmented, these are definitely them. So quickly I'll tell you what I did with my face of the day. I definitely have on the Makeup Forever foundation. I have on the blush. I picked up, thanks to Polly, and I'll put her link down below also, a Jane eyeshadow that I think's been talked about quite a bit. It's called Rockstar. I got one for me, and I'm sending one for her after I get her something else that she needs. And I love it a lot. So this one actually broke, so I'm using it more of like a Bare Minerals type of application, which is not my craziest type of eyeshadow application. I really like my eyeshadows to be solid, but the color is really pretty, so I used it all over my eye. And then I went in with my Bobbi Brown Navajo, and I just did like under my brow and in the corner of my eyes. And then I've been trying out, I got this small sample of the, let me see if I can pronounce it well, La Métier de Beauty. I'll put the name, of course, at the bottom like I always do. I got in this really pretty blue color, so I'm trying that as a liner. Sort of not sure about that either. Maybe I'll do a little review on it afterwards. I think it might be a little bit too drying for me. What I used with the lipstick, of course I use the Makeup Forever lipstick, and what I used with that is my Chanel Pink Sugar for a liner. And you know what, I'll try to swatch that again too, because this just does not show up in this camera for some reason. So I'll go like that for you guys. And then what I did was, I've been using, I've had a lot of comments when I use those little Revlon Fantasy lashes, the ones that I put just at the ends. But I'm not always, not only in the mood to put them on, but I also don't always have the time. So what I thought I was going to try to do was use one of my sort of lash building products and just put it at the end and then put a couple extra coats of mascara at the end to try to imitate that look. And what I decided to use is I have my Double Extend mascara from L'Oreal. It's actually in the Carbon Black. And I know there's a lot of mixed feelings on this. Some people really like it. Some people absolutely hate it. I actually don't mind it. I like it for an inexpensive mascara. It's not definitely one of my favorite ones, but I don't think it's so terrible. But what I decided to do was I just used the end for the lash building, and I put that just at the ends of my lashes. And then I went ahead and used my Blackest Lashes from Prestige, and I finished off with that. And I think I almost got the same type of look, a little bit close to it. So I'm going to experiment with that and see if I can figure out a way to dupe the lashes. So that's it. That's my face of the day. That's my haul from Makeup Forever and my sort of semi-reviews on them. I'll continue to use the products and keep you updated to see if I continue to love them as much as I initially do. But I'm pretty sure that I'm definitely going to be loving this foundation for a long, long time. So that's it. Hope everybody's enjoying the weekend. Hope everybody is having a great Sunday. Stopped snowing, so I'm sort of moving myself around this room to see if I can catch the best lighting. The problem for me is that there's a skylight in this room, and as the sun moves, I don't know if you've seen in some of my previous videos, you get sort of that shadow effect where it gets light and dark and light and dark. Might not bother you, drives me crazy when I look back and I'm looking at it. So if you see me sort of rotating around this room, you'll know what I'm trying to do. So that's it, everybody. Take care. Speak to you soon.